Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your The Contemporary World subject. This is still your professor, Mr. Krip Anthony A. Ramos, and for this session, we will be talking about the global city. So, for our learning objectives for this session, after this lesson, you must be able first to identify the attributes of a global city, and then second, you must be able to analyze how cities serve as engines of globalization. But before we start our discussion and our lesson, we will have an activity. So, I'll be asking your cooperation, everyone, as you watch this video. I would want you to guess the city that I will be projecting. So there will be several pictures. So I will be showing it up to your screen. And then all you have to do is to analyze saang city ba ito. And then please do comment your answers doon po sa ating comment box below. So let's start with our activities. So let's go ahead and look into these cities. So first city will be this. So again, kindly analyze the picture. I'm looking for the city. So for your answer for this picture, please comment number one and then your answer. Okay. After this, we'll have the next city. The next city will be this. So again, you analyze every aspect of the picture, starting from the people, also the buildings. Okay, there you go. So for your answer sa picture na ito, please indicate number 2 doon sa may comment box. Okay? All right. For your third picture, what city is this? Ayan. So again, kindly look. Anong city ito? Okay. So again, for your answer, indicate number 3 in your comment. So again, number 1, 2, and then 3. For the fourth picture, this will be your fourth picture. Okay, there you go. Again, analyze it. Actually, there's a hint, no, na kung anong bansa ito. All you have to do is to look carefully. Ayan. So this will be your fourth picture. And then, after this will be your last and fifth picture. Okay, so again, all in all, you have 5 cities to guess. So all you have to do is indicate it sa comment box below. Okay? So I'll be looking kung sino makakuha ng tamang sagot. Ano? Sige po. So, okay. As we look into that picture, everyone, you will notice that there is something similar to them. Okay? So why we were able to ano no, bakit kaya natin ginawa no etong activity na ito and bakit natin hinuhulaan or tinitingnan at binabalikan itong mga cities na ito. It is simply because again, we will be discussing about the global city and it's important for us to define what is a global city. So a global city or a global city is considered to be a major node in the interconnected systems of money and information, including the wealth captured by the cities, and they are closely related to specially designed businesses that enable these flows. No? So whether we admit it or not, a city would really want magkaroon ng different resources and even kita pagdating po sa kanila pong pamamalakad. And of course, as you can notice, lahat ng mga napansin ninyong mga cities, no, lahat ng inyong inaalala or naisagot din ng mga cities, there is an interconnected systems of money and information. And that is quite common, no? Or actually, this is actually one qualification of a global city. There should be systems of money and information kasi ito na yung batayan natin kung ano nga ba yung mga cities na tawag dating global. And take note that its networks and linkages tangibly impact global affairs in terms of culture, politics, and socio-economic needs. So as we dwell with this lesson, no, further, mamaya-maya, malalaman ninyo kung ano nga ba itong binabanggit na ito. No? And according to Sassen, there are 7 hypotheses regarding modern global city. So the first one is that the scattering of economic activities that serve as indicators of globalization across different areas and the simultaneous integration of activities scattered across different geographical locations is a key factor daw po feeding the growth and importance of central corporate functions So bakit daw po ito naging key factor? It is simply because, according to Sassen, once you have scattered economic activities from one place into another, marami kang i-expect. No? Ibig sabihin yan, marami kang kikitain in all over the areas na kung saan yung economic activities ay present. Okay? Second, these central functions become so complex that increasingly the headquarters of large global firms outsource them. They buy a share of their central functions from highly specialized service firms. No? Third, those specialized service firms engage in the most complex and globalized markets are subject to agglomeration economies kasi nga makikita ninyo na ang mga activities at saka yung mga itong mga service firms na ito ay manggagaling na sa iba't ibang mga ekonomiya at hindi lamang sa isang ekonomiya kagaya halimbawa ng Philippine economy, no? Maaari siyang matagpuan sa American economy, no? Pwede rin siya sa pwede rin siya sa British economy and so forth. Okay? Fourth, the more headquarters outsource their most complex and unstandardized functions, particularly those subject to uncertain and changing markets, the freer they are up to any location. Kasi nga mga kapatid, again, if we are dealing with your global city, syempre ang gusto po natin mangyari dyan is that is that it will be scattered and of course, you will be getting income from one place into another. Okay? Also, these specialized service firms need to provide a global service which has meant a global network of officiates and a strengthening of cross-border city-to-city transactions and networks. Kasi nga, syempre, whether we admit it or not, you cannot be able to do some activities kung sakaling wala kayong partners, no? Kung wala po kayong mga partner cities. Kaya nga mapapansin po ninyo that whenever we're dealing and we're giving services to different clients or customers, it is important na lumawak yung ating mga network so that yung ating pong mga binibigay na serbisyo ay umabot sa iba't ibang mga lugar. Okay? Number 6, the economic fortunes of the cities become increasingly disconnected from their broader hinterlands or even their national economies. Kasi nga ang nangyayari, itong mga global cities na tinatawag natin, instead of having partnership sa iilan lamang mga lugar na sakop ng kanilang bansa, they are moving further to other economies such as economies ng mga malalaki kagaya na sa United States and even actually in China, no? So, kung mapapansin po natin that they are being disconnected doon nga sa national economies nila kasi ang focus na nila will be international partners and networks. And number 7, one result of the dynamics described in hypothesis 6 is the growing informalization of a range of economic activities which find their effective demand in the cities, yet have profit rates that do not allow them to compete for various resources with the high profit-making firms at the top of the system. Okay? So those, again, your 7 hypotheses regarding modern global city according to Sassen. So everyone, since we are already talking about global city, let's take a look into the characteristics or attributes of a global city. So a global city, everyone, first, should have business activity. So again, business activity have various businesses, of course, and economic activities hosted by that global city. Kasi nga, syempre, it will not be tagged as a global city kung wala namang negosyo na gaganap doon. Okay? So examples po niyan will actually be your number of multinational company headquarters, kagaya ng McDonald's, Starbucks, and even Jollibee. Okay? Second, global services firm or organizations whose main business model is to offer intangible value instead of tangible products such as IT firms, educational institutions, and consulting firms. So, simply put, if we are talking about business activity, hindi lamang naman ito merong kinalaman doon po sa ating doon po sa ating mga tangible goods. So for example, pagkain, hindi lang po yun. No? Siyempre, meron din tayo mga intangible values kagaya ng mga IT firms and educational institutions na kung saan they are giving you information, they are giving you the services kahit na hindi mo ito nakakain, nararamdaman. No? So of course, they are also part of business activity. We also have international financial institutions kagaya po ng World Bank na kung saan, syempre mahalaga ito in terms of dealing with businesses and financial. Fourth will be your stock exchange or facilities where traders or brokers can buy and sell securities as shares of stocks and other financial instruments so that mapalagot pa natin yung mga companies natin na nagsisell ng kanilang securities. Of course, no? Syempre, habang lumalaki ang ating pong investment in different companies na meron tayo doon sa ating stock market, of course, matutulungan silang mapaunlad po yung kanilang negosyo. International conferences will also be helpful as they will be promoted by syempre yung mga participants natin, they have their own ano po no, they have their own media, and at some point nagkakaroon po sila ng ilang endorsement sa kanila pong mga lugar. So it will boost the other business activities, syempre kagaya ng mga ino-offer ng iba't ibang mga cities natin as they do their international conferences. And last will be the sea and airports, in which they are indeed important in facilitating transport of goods and even the people. Okay? Second, as we talk about global city, we have the human capital. So if we are dealing with the human capital, of course, facilities that could help produce highly literate and educated population residing in the city. So it's important as well to look first size of foreign-born population, no? Makikita natin dito na ito ba ay puro mga natives lang or meron tayong mga kasama dito sa city na ito na galing sa ibang ano no, galing sa ibang bansa. That's one. Second is the quality of universities. Does the universities no give yung talagang education na deserve no at saka napapanahon? Will they be able to attain that standard na sinet by different organizations in different fields? So yan po ang tinitignan in terms of human capital. Third will be the number of international schools. Tinitignan din natin yan. Fourth will be the international student population, and of course, the number of residents with college degrees, kasi whether we admit it or not, college degrees will actually give you an advantage no pagdating po ng araw, most especially dito sa Pilipinas, kasi alam naman natin na ang ating pananaw without a degree no it seems na hindi ka katiwa-tiwala no, and that is important as we study the human capital aspect or characteristic of a global city. We also have the information exchange. So when we say information exchange, the availability of information and communication technologies and facilities hosted by a city. Example po niyan will be your major TV channels, no? Siyempre, important din ito, no, internet accessibility, no? Ilan yung mga taong kaya nakakonekta sa internet, no? Kasi whether we admit it or not, isa ito sa mga pamantayan at isa sa mga necessities ng mga tao sa panahon ngayon. Kasi without the internet, of course, you will not be able to attain that information that you are looking for. And even, syempre, mga balita, hindi ba? Dito na rin tayo kumukuha ng ilang mga information, most especially sa mga kaganapan sa ating lugar. So again, that is internet accessibility. The number of international news bureaus na kung saan maaaring itong magbigay ng idea sa mga external people, of course, na hindi part ng global city na iyon. The censorship will also be under the information exchange. Sinasensor ba yung mga information na nanggagaling sa global city or not? Siyempre, as much as possible, we want no, as transparent as possible so that we will be able to promote the global city. And of course, the broadband subscriber rate. So in dealing with global city, of course, hindi rin dyan papahuli yung tinatawag po natin ng cultural experience. So these are the events and facilities that enable visitors and residents to experience the city's unique culture. Namely, of course, museum. Yung global cities, kagaya limbawa ng Muntinlupa and even Quezon City, no, syempre mapapansin natin na itong mga ano na to, itong mga cities na to, they have their own museums and they have their own cultural areas. Diba? And as you will notice, syempre, kagaya nga binanggit ko kanina, sa may Muntinlupa, they have their Muntinlupa Museum. Diba? Meron din sa may Quezon City. Ganon din sa Caloocan. Ganon din, of course, sa iba't ibang mga lugar na global cities. Because these museums will exhibit, syempre, yung ating unique culture, no? Yung ating cities unique culture. May papakita din diyan kung ano nga ba yung pinagsimulan ng ano no ng lugar na kung saan kinabibilangan nitong global city. Of course, the sporting events will give you an insight kung gaano nga ba binibigyan din ng importansya no yung sports doon sa kanila pong city. Sample po niya yung pagka-create po ng mga gymnasiums, meron din po tayo at some point yung mga aquatic events, naglalagay sila ng mga Olympic size pools. Of course, that is important. Third will be the visual and performing art venues such as concerts, dance shows, and music festivals. We also have the culinary offerings and establishments kasi nga, syempre, ang bawat cities, kung mapapansin ninyo, ang mga turista, if they will be going from one place into another, they will be looking for the food. Ano nga ba yung may offer nito? So, it's important for them to have that. Of course, we have the international travelers, kagaya ng binanggit ko kanina, and the sister city relationships in which, syempre, magkakaroon ito ng iba't ibang mga benefits in terms of partnership. So that is their cultural experience. We also have the political engagement. So in terms of political engagements, these are the number of establishments and organizations that hold significant authority and influence in local and global affairs, namely embassies and consulates. So ano ba muna pinagkaiba ng embassy at saka ng consulate? Whenever we're talking about embassies, everyone, these are the political affairs or these are concerned with the political affairs of a country. So ang karaniwan na uusapan dyan is syempre yung legalities, di ba? So anything with regards to the political affairs, that will fall under the embassies. And again, no, ang namumuno sa embassy ay yung ating mga ambassadors kung tawagin. Consulates, of course, it is they are being headed by the consuls. So ano kung yung isa ay political affairs, pag sinabi mo naman po konsulado, mga kapatid, this talks about your cultural affairs ng iyong bansa. No? So ito yung palitan halimbawa ng mga shows, palitan ng kaugalian, palitan ng customs. So again, consulate will fall under the affairs of cultural affairs ng country, and then the embassies will fall under the political affairs. So we also have the think tanks, the international organizations such as the United Nations, World Health Organization, and the World Trade Organization, and of course, the political conferences and the political meet. And of course, if we will be asking, how do these global cities serve as engines of globalization? Number one, they are social magnets, growing faster and faster. Kaya nga mapapansin ninyo, once na nag-globalize ang isang city, ang daling puntahan. No? Tinatawag niya yung mga tao, they are encouraging people to visit that global city. So with that being said, it will promote, syempre, yung globalization. Second, in the current generation, whether we admit it or not, urban life has become the dominant form of human life throughout the world. Di ba? Pupunta ka nga halimbawa sa probinsya, hirap na hirap ka. Kung walang ano, no, kung wala kang technology na brought about by the urban life, kagaya halimbawa ng cellphone, internet. And of course, cities are engines of economic growth. Without these cities, of course, hindi uunlad ang ekonomiya ng isang bansa or ng isang lugar. And that is the end of our discussion about the global city. If you have some questions or clarifications, please do not hesitate to comment your question dyan sa ating comment box, and we'll try to look at it at syempre balikan natin kung sakali. Again, thank you very much everyone for attending this session about the global city, and I hope to see you all in the succeeding ones. Again, this is your professor, Mr. Kip Anthony E. Ramos. See you in our next session.